Okay, so just to show you guys that this is what I actually did. What I did was let me lower the ISO a little bit. I took a 20-minute and 41-second clip and I rendered it 3 different times and 3 different resolutions on both the iPad Pro 2020 here and the S21 Ultra. Now I know that I did this comparing the iPad Air to the LG V60 and the S20 FE, but due to the fact that my S21 Ultra now beats the V60, I wanted to see how well an iPad Pro would fare against it. Now, what a lot of tech reviewers like to say is that, oh, if you want a video rendering, if you want the best in video rendering and content creation kind of thing, you have to do LumaFusion on an iPad Pro. And now that I have an iPad Pro, it's going to be very interesting to show you guys just exactly how I feel about this and how well the S21 Ultra just stomps it. So let's get into this here. So I got the Moto G Power 2021 here as well. This is where I have my Google Keep little timesheet right here. So an iPad Pro, like I said, a 20-minute, 41-second clip is 21:9 1080p. It was my AirPods Pro versus Galaxy Buds Pro video. So technically it's 2 clips. It's not just one. And altogether it goes up to 20 minutes, 41 seconds, like I said. In 1080p 60, the iPad Pro and LumaFusion, I don't know why it says LumaFusion, but LumaFusion, it did 8 minutes, 24 seconds. That's very good. That's very good times right there. I do feel like the iPad Pro is very good when it came to that. When you go to 2K60, it's 11 minutes, 5 seconds. Still very good. I don't really have any sort of issues with that. 18 minutes, 16 seconds. So you're getting closer and closer to that 20 minutes, 41 second, time, right? And then I did, just for fun, I did Cinema 4K 60. That's something LumaFusion has that, say, KineMaster just doesn't have. So I did do that on there, and it rendered it in 20 minutes, 50 seconds. Not terrible, but a little bit slower than the, than the length of the clip. So that's just something I did want to bring up. So the S21 Ultra and KineMaster, just for a disclaimer, I did have enhanced processing on. It only really gives you like a 10-second advantage over not having, on the S21 Ultra anyway, over not having it on. So it's not really that big of a deal, but it's something I just wanted to bring up and let you guys know that I had it on. So S21 Ultra and KineMaster 1080p 60 did 6 minutes 50 seconds. So already you guys are seeing the like how much better the Snapdragon 888 does over the 812Z right here on that. I think that's what the processor is called on the Jesus Christ, on the iPad Pro. Let me look it up here real quick. Okay, so the processor is the A12Z Bionic, and already the Snapdragon 888 is indeed showing its advantage over the A12Z Bionic, and 2K60 to 2K60, as you guys can see, the S21 Ultra and KineMaster does it in 8 minutes 30 seconds, whereas 2K60 on the iPad Pro is doing 11 minutes 5 seconds. 4K60 13 minutes, 39 seconds versus 18 minutes, 16 seconds. And this isn't me doing it like, say, okay, every 5 minutes I let the device cool down, then I do it. No, I just did it back to back to back. So yeah, in terms of that, the S21 Ultra didn't really get all that warm. It actually stayed pretty cool, which is kind of surprising due to the fact that this phone does indeed get pretty warm when you do certain tasks. And the iPad Pro didn't really get all that warm either, which is very nice. So that's cool. And no pun intended. And this is what's really interesting, and this is what's really nice. I do feel that when it comes to these kind of things, the A12Z Bionic is definitely better than the A14. I think the A14 is just like, because look at this, right? You get 1080p 60 to 1080p 60. I do feel that it's not that much. Like, obviously there's an advantage, but when I compared it to, say, an iPad Air 4 and the iPhone 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max, the A14 was just getting it was just getting decimated by even phones from 2019. And I feel like the A12Z Bionic is just going to be very good at maybe squashing out phones from 2019 as well, like, say, your LG G8s, V50s, phones like that are monsters with video rendering as well. I feel like the A12Z Bionic will be very good with that. A lot of tech reviewers like to sit here and say that oh, Apple is always 2 generations ahead in terms of these things here when it comes to processors and stuff. But when it comes to what I've been noticing the past 2 or 3 years doing this and actually testing these things is that just doesn't really seem to be the case. It seems like phones from 2019 easily stomp out iPhones with the A14 in terms of video rendering, processing, things like that. And if you're going to sit here and cream over an iPhone SE having an A13, and he's saying stuff like it could shoot 4K video and render it and all that stuff, and it's $400, then you got to be consistent when you got to actually test that stuff, first of all, but you have to actually be consistent when you compare a $1,000 phone to another $1,000 phone and see exactly how they fare against each other. This is why I tend to not watch a lot of tech reviews anymore. They don't do this stuff. They just say it in a blanket tweet on Twitter and then don't do anything with that. Don't do anything to actually test the information that they're putting out. This is me trying to do this and not just have only one other person actually test these things like Juan Bagnell. I want to do this stuff too, just so I can show you guys. Yeah, these phones, well, this phone in particular, compared to an Apple device, which people just tend to sit here and say that, though, they're just the best for everything, point blank. There's nothing else that can beat it out there. I've shown consistently, Juan Bagnell has shown consistently that other phones can beat out Apple products no problem. It's not just, oh, look, it's just the iPhone. It's just the iPad. And yeah, that's all I really want to say with this. This is Sparta. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for support. Hope you guys have a wonderful Monday, whatever time of day it is in the area. Have a good one.